Okay, I think we're probably ready to begin now. So thank you everyone again for joining this afternoon for our Opportunity Logging webinar. I'm Louise, I'm Head of Sales at ProspectSoft. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to take this webinar, given that my team do use the opportunities within Prospect CRM, and obviously I'm fully invested in that solution. So that they use it to organise their days and provides them with the best information to hit their targets. And it also allows me as a manager to see exactly what's happening with my team at any time. So I'll show you a couple of slides and then we'll get on with a demonstration of the opportunity login itself. So this webinar is designed to show you how to leverage the opportunity management within Prospect CRM. So just before we take you to the slides, I'm just going to stop my video now. I've had my introduction and we'll get started. So with opportunity management, obviously the first thing to understand is why you might want to use this solution within Prospect CRM. So why use opportunities? There is a scenario in a sales process where you might have a more complex sale, which might be, longer term tenders or any kind of sale that will take more than one interaction, where you need to store and log correspondence with your customers and just making sure you're keeping up to date with what's happened previously and what the next steps are to take within that sales process. So opportunities also allow for lots of tracking ability for your sales team. So it allows them to see exactly, as I said with my team, exactly where their focus should be, what opportunities and sales they're working on at any time, and allows them to monitor their sales targets and performance, as well as kind of the managerial level, also allowing for that kind of monitoring, understanding what's going on within your team, etc., at any point that you want this information on demand. It also will help you speed up the quote to order process. So using opportunity management obviously lets things, ensures that things don't fall through the cracks, and that any time your team are exactly up to date with where they are, what they've quoted to customers, it will then hopefully lead to an increased conversion rate and obviously getting from that quote to order stage faster. So opportunities provide you with a separate record type that can be stored under a customer, where you can add notes, documents and set reminders, which I'll show you during the demonstration. However, there are just a few key features that I'd like to mention in a bit more detail just before we go through and actually do that logging of an opportunity. So the first being the ability to manage multiple or various sales processes with multiple pipelines within an opportunity record. So for instance, this might be, you might use opportunities for new business to bring customers on board, or indeed to upsell additional products or different product ranges to your existing customers. These pipelines will allow you to actually set out different stages that you might take in each of these sales processes, and obviously they might differ between the different pipelines that you have and the different sales processes. So you're able to set up statuses and different workflows for each different sales process or type that you might work through or your team might work through. It's also possible to create and manage multiple quotes under an opportunity record as well. So this might be different quote options for the customer based on whether it's a different set of products or maybe different quantity breaks. And each quote can actually be converted to an order if needed as well under that one opportunity. You can also manage an overall opportunity value, which may be different from the quote values that you've created as well, because obviously at some point you're going to confirm orders, and at a stage previously you might be quoting for different product ranges and product types. So you're able to add one overriding opportunity value, or what that hopefully will bring into the business once it's confirmed. And as mentioned, there's lots of different key sales reporting abilities that you get from using opportunities. And again, we'll touch on that as we get through this webinar and touch on the demo parts of it as well. So lots of key sales reporting, which is something we'll show you in a second. So let's get on and actually look at logging an opportunity record within Prospect CRM. So today I'm just using our fictitious company, that's my jam, and I'm currently in the CRM on a contact called Mary Berry, who works at Mary Berry Limited. So I'm going to create an opportunity record for Mary under her contact record. So on the opportunity creation screen, it does let you then add quite a lot of detail about the opportunity that you're logging. So first off, I can actually log a description of the opportunities. This might be a specific product that you're trying to sell. It could be a more generic name. It could be a project name if you're doing you're in a tender scenario. So if we look at new product launch 2022 as our description for this opportunity. Obviously, you can see here that it's sitting under Mary Berry as the customer, and at any point you can change the contact on an opportunity if Mary might leave, or this gets passed over to her manager, who you might be then talking to take this particular opportunity forward. You can add a salesperson. So if the particular customer that you're working on and adding this opportunity against already has an account manager, it would automatically set that salesperson as the account manager. But equally, you do have the option to pick any name from your particular user list as well as the salesperson on any one opportunity. You've also got this additional drop down which can be used for a multitude of different things. It's a type drop down, and you can populate this to be specific for your business. So in here, just for the demonstration, we've got our different product categories. It just allows you a bit further reporting ability to be able to separate these different opportunities out if you need to do that, if you have different product categories or different product types. There might be different kind of segments of the business that you could use in this type drop down as well. You also can see here that we've got some things that are mandatory and must be filled in, and that just allows us then to make sure that the correct information is populated within Prospect CRM for the reporting and the ability for the sales team to kind of track this as appropriately as possible. So as I mentioned, on the key features, we have this pipeline, which allows you, as I said, to manage multiple different sales processes within one opportunity record, within Prospect CRM. So as within the demonstration, we've got the new business and repeat business, which are the two examples that I gave when we went through the slides. So just for this particular demonstration, I'm going to select the new business, and that's going to set our first status as unqualified. Because the customer doesn't yet know who we are, because it's a new business deal, the first thing I need to do is make sure they are right for our business, and there's a bit of a qualification period that needs to go on before we continue with this sale. If I just to show you, if I select the repeat business, it then actually sets the first status as qualified, because obviously the customer in the repeat business scenario that we have here does already know who we are. There's not any qualification that needs to happen. We know that they're right for our products, and we've got a different sales process and set of statuses to work through. The statuses within the pipelines are completely configurable to what you need as a business and what your internal sales processes are, and you can click to configure down the bottom there. So I'm just going to set that new business pipeline for now. We also have the opportunity here to set a size, so it just gives you a bit of an understanding at this kind of first stage before you do any quotations, exactly how much this opportunity might be worth to the business. So I'm just going to select one of these options, and I can also, if I wanted to, put the margin in as well, just to highlight that at this stage too. You can also put a source in. So this, there's further webinars that are coming, but our opportunities do link into our campaign manager, but allows you to also do reporting on, salesperson generated or other types of generated opportunities, and where they're coming from and what's making or converting your marketing activity to opportunities. So now I'm going to go ahead and create that record, and that's going to open up the opportunity record screen for us. So you can see just down the side here, we've got some actionable tabs which store, so it will automatically pull through the company address, and you might have multiple delivery addresses on there as well. You can log problems against opportunities, which might be things like, if you've got to go to a different service team or anything within your business to get some further information, or any other kind of internal process that might be happening, you can log a problem against an opportunity. You can log quotes and orders, which we'll come back to in a second. You can also store documents, and on the detail section, we've also got all the information. So you've got a little summary box here, which allows you to add some free text, maybe some more information about what the customer is actually after, or what your products you're trying to introduce. At the top of the screen here, you can see exactly what stage you're at quite quickly when you come into the opportunity. So you can see here, we're in the stage 1 of unqualified. And as your sales team move through the process, this will obviously change and highlight what process that particular sale or opportunity is in at that one time. We've also got some other information here. So again, we store the salesperson. We've also got the status, and this can be changed and modified as you move through the process and get further into this opportunity or sales process with your customer. We've also got an estimated close date, which allows the salesperson to say when they think this opportunity is likely to come to fruition and close, and bring on that new business to the company. So I'm going to set this for the end of July, because I'm quite optimistic that I can get this closed this month. And we've also got what we call the gutometer, which is just a percentage value of the salesperson's, essentially their gut feeling of how likely this opportunity is to actually close by the estimated close date that it's been entered. So I'm going to set 25% for now because I'm still in that qualification stage and I'm not actually sure yet how far this is going to go. But during the sales process, the further along the process gets, you can change the estimated close date or the gutometer to again manage the expectations of when that particular opportunity is going to close. And all this information on the status section will then lend itself to the reporting that I'll be showing you shortly. We've also got this notepad, so you can track exactly what's happening. You can add notes into this opportunity record to make sure that you not only record the conversations and correspondence and the actions that you take from this opportunity, but also being able to set yourself tasks and actions to progress this going forward. So for instance, in here, I'm going to say I spoke to Mary. She is interested and wants a quote. Quote sent, follow up next week or whenever that might be. And from here, I can set the assigned task and that will open up this pop-up window where it will automatically default to the user that's logged in or setting that task, or you can indeed choose somebody else to follow that up for you. I can set a day and time of when I would like that to be followed up. And just for the demo purposes, I'm going to select today and I'm going to set that as a task for myself to follow up that quotation that I've sent out. And if I just go into my taskbar at the top here, I can see I've got that new product launch opportunity on the day that I've set it for. So it will always remind your users, the sales team, to actually pick up those opportunities they're working on, not have to remember when and when to call people or what they're working on. The system should, through the use of this opportunity, be able to set those focus areas out for your sales team. So against opportunities I mentioned, you can log a quotation. So I'm just going to go and quickly log a quote within here. And obviously with our integration, we do have full accessibility to your product list. So I'm just going to say that Michelle would like to order some of our apricot jam, or a quote for our apricot jam, our blueberry jam, and also our checkered jam jar lids. So I've built my quote up. There will be other webinars to show you this section in more detail, so I won't spend too much time creating the quote, but you can send a document out. You can send an email directly out to Mary with that quotation on. Click send, and all those emails that are being sent out to Mary or the quotations that you're doing, if we just jump back to the opportunity record itself through the breadcrumb menu at the top there, you can see within that activity feed, not only has it stored the note that I've added and that task I need to do to follow up, but I can also see the email quotation that I've sent out to Mary. So when I come back in to complete the task that I need to do on the day that I've set, I know exactly what's been sent, and I can go into the quotations section and open that up and see the quote that I've sent Mary and what product she might want to place an order for. I can obviously confirm that order through to your accounting system directly into here, so it will keep the order that you've processed through to the process through under the opportunity and keep that all tied together. Going back to the new product launch, as I was mentioning, one of the key features is not only can you have multiple quotes, so if I go to the quotes and orders tab against an opportunity, I'll be able to see those multiple quotations that I've created for this opportunity here. But I've also got the ability to override that with an overriding value. So I've got 7,500 in here at the moment, but I can change that at any point to say, now I think this is going to be worth, now I know exactly what products Mary's interested in and what product ranges, I'm going to set that to 4,000. So that's kind of the opportunity record that we have and the ability to store all that detail against Mary Berry on her own product launches. And you can have multiple opportunities per company or per customer, per contact as well. So you might be working on a few different opportunities and different sales processes with Mary or Mary Berry Limited itself, and you'll be able to track those all at any one time as well. So just jumping back to the slides, I'm just going to take you through the next stage of the webinar, which is more about our reporting. So with the opportunity login and the record types that I showed you, being able to set the estimated close date, the gutometer, so the gut feeling of how likely that is to close, being able to set quote values or overriding opportunity values, gives you lots of information and key sales data readily available for pipeline reporting and forecasting. So it gives a real clear picture for the sales team and sales managers of exactly what's going on at any one time, and kind of gives you that forecasting ability to see what business is due to come in at, within months, quarters, etc. So the reports that I'm going to show you do include both the opportunity records and the quotation records within Prospect CRM, so you can use them in conjunction. It enables you to actually view this sales data on a weekly, monthly or quarterly planning process to be able to plan and give accurate projections within your sales team and be able to provide that to managers and, like the board and so on as well. It also gives you quick access to key figures on demand. So you don't have any of these spreadsheets of all sales reps working on the different disparate spreadsheets or tracking those without any visibility to not only you, the sales managers, but also to anyone else in the business. So for instance, if you have a sales rep that leaves or is sick for a period of time, it's quite easy for somebody else to see what they've been working on, pick those up and get into it straight away. And obviously it's really easy for the sales team as well, just to make sure that they are working towards their targets and KPIs and so on as well. So just jumping back to the CRM, I'm just going to take you through some of the reporting capabilities that we have around the opportunity management. So first of all, if I just jump back to the home screen, when you first log into Prospect CRM, you do have access to our dashboard reports. And if you go to the drop down, one of those is Sales Rep Dashboard, which I've got visible on the screen here. So this gives the sales rep, and it obviously is related to the person that's logged in. So they will only be able to see their opportunities that they're working on and the things that they're actually interested in. So the first thing you've got is this order section, which shows you the actual value of orders that have been processed through for that sales rep this month versus last month. We've got a bit of a leaderboard, so it will show all of the salespeople or those that are making sales and logging opportunities on this leaderboard. Unfortunately, I'm the only one on here at the moment, given it's a demo system. So luckily I'm winning, even though I've done £54 this month. It gives a focus section as well. So this really does then hone into for the salesperson to see exactly those that are in a position to close this month, so that are high Gatometer and have an end date of this month. And those that might be slipping away as well. So those that they haven't spoken to or haven't added a note on for some time, and those that they might need to kind of re-engage with. We've got a future pipeline value as well, the likely and optimistic. So again, this works off of the quote or the opportunity value that's been entered. And based on the Gatometer, it will then provide you with a likely, optimistic and best value as well. And those are worked out. So the best value is obviously those opportunities that have been converted to order. So that's the worst possible figure that you can do that month. You've got the likely, which is anything of a Gatometer of 50% and over, and optimistic are all the opportunities in that particular time frame, regardless of their Gatometer. We've got some further reports down at the bottom, so kind of key reporting. We've got the opportunities for the salesperson, so all the opportunities that they've logged that are due to close this month and those that are due to close next month. And again, that's based off of the estimated close date that you're entering on those opportunity records. We've got a current pipeline, so this one just shows you the actual likely figure and the optimistic figure. So again, allows them to see exactly where they kind of are against their targets and KPIs for a particular time period. We've got customer respend quotes. So this again just separates out those pipelines that I was talking about, and you can change this based on the pipelines. And we've got the new business, which is where I just logged that particular opportunity we were looking at as part of the demonstration. And we've also got the close rate as well, so it just shows you exactly what opportunities have been closed in the particular time periods of this month, last month, and 90 days. Again, really handy, quick key figures that allow the sales team to track where they are, what they should be working on, and make sure that they are making the most out of all the sales opportunities that they are working on at any point. And again, getting that conversion rate up as much as possible. You'll also notice with these dashboards that you do have a see more section that sits behind these. So if I clicked on any one of these tiles, it would actually take me through to a list form report that shows all the opportunities that are being worked on. And all of these things here will have the customer, the status, the customer, or the opportunity description, the type of opportunity it is, the gatometer, the value, the weighted value, which is based off of the gatometer and the estimated close date, and also the customer that it's been logged for. And you can actually click on the pencil at the side here to pop out the opportunity information, and I can quickly add a note. So quite easy for the sales team to make sure that you can add the phone number onto these reports as well, and they can go through a list of their opportunities and give their customers a call and see if they can kind of chase those opportunities in, or indeed at least move them to the next stage. We've also, on the navigation menu at the side, got a sales section in here, which allows some further standard reports away from the dashboard reporting itself. So in here, I've got a multitude of different standard reports that you can see at the bottom. If I just pick one to show you, so we've got things like new opportunities, all open opportunities. We've got a second page of other ones, so sales pipeline this month and next month. So if I just select the sales pipeline this month, at the top, you can quite quickly see exactly the value of orders that you've already processed this month. You can see the likely value of all the opportunities that have got an estimated close date of this month, and the optimistic value. So again, that's where I said those kind of values are worked out based on the quote value as well as the gatometer percentage as well. So it's a bit of a weighted value you get at the top there as well. We've also got a list then of all the opportunities that are due to close this month. You'll also see those that have been closed as well. And with the report builder tool that we've got built into the CRM, you can amend these standard reports, add your own filters, add further fields on. But we do also have the ability to create your own sales reports using the data that your sales team are entering to make these more your own and more suitable for you. Just going back to the dashboard, I probably should show you the other dashboard report of a sales manager as well. So this gives the sales manager, so again, this can be restricted by the user that's logged in. The sales manager gets to see an overall performance of their team. So sales orders in a particular period of time with this interactive bar chart here. We've got the leaderboard, we've got closed deals and pipeline value reporting. And we've also got problems, just so again, as a sales manager, you can see exactly what's going on, not only from a sales perspective, but maybe an after sales perspective as well. And we've got just some key stats here that the system automatically will provide for you in terms of total customers, those new customers that you've onboarded, customers that you might have retained and stopped falling off, increasing, decreasing revenue, and so on. The other thing to mention with the opportunity management is obviously you do want to close as many opportunities as possible, but it is also possible when you're in an opportunity. So if I just go into one of the opportunities here, that's a problem, sorry. Let's go back. So I just open one of these opportunities and just show you the different statuses that we have. So all of these are kind of the process statuses that you have across the top here. Then you also have the closed statuses, which is obviously and hopefully putting them through to one, so you can track exactly what opportunities are being closed successfully. But we do also have the ability for you to mark those that have been lost as well, which then gives you further ability to see or to report exactly why you lost those opportunities. So it might be you lost on features, price, competition, and again, these are all configurable lists to be made suitable for your business. But that also then lends itself to reporting to see exactly why sales maybe aren't converting and why you might be losing out. So is it, losing out onto competitors, and why might that be? Are you losing out on price, features, etc.? And just gives you some indication about where you are maybe not converting those opportunities and what processes or things that you can put in place to resolve that as well. Okay. So that brings us to the end of the demonstration or the webinar, and definitely the demonstration part of it. So it's just an opportunity now just for you to ask any questions that you might have. So I'll just wait for a second. There's an opportunity for you to actually type some questions out, which I can definitely try and answer now during the webinar. Indeed, if you wanted to, you can contact the team or myself after the webinar if you do have any more kind of in-depth questions that you might want to ask. So I'll just give you a minute or so just to pop any questions in that you might have. Okay, so we do have one question. Thank you very much. So the question that's been asked is, if you wanted to use quotations and opportunities, is that possible? So yes, it is. So I should probably explain a little bit about this. So within Prospect CRM, you do have the ability to use 3 types of different record types for sales. One being sales orders, where you don't really have any follow-up to do. It is literally somebody has called up and wants to place a repeat order. We then have the quotation opportunity, or sorry, the quotation record type, which allows you just to go in, create a quotation for your customer, send that out on a quotation document or email, and you might have 1 or 2 correspondence with that person, and maybe they've gone off to get a purchase order reference, and you might need to call them once or twice just to chase that up and get that in. And then, as I mentioned, you have opportunities, which is more for the longer sales process, when you've got more than 1 or 2 interactions with the customer at any point, and those kind of longer interactions, longer tender processes. But it is possible to actually use opportunities and quotations together. So quotations for the shorter sales that you're making, and opportunities for the longer processes. All the reports do show both quotations and opportunities. And so you will actually see all the sales revenue for all of those, and it will be correct across the board. And you can actually separate the reports out to show quotations and those sales for opportunities as well. So that is definitely possible. So we also have a question here: is it possible to associate multiple contacts with the same opportunity? So actually, yes, typically it is. In a roundabout way, so you actually need to log the record under one particular parent, which may be the company itself, or indeed if you're speaking to one main contact, you would log the opportunity under that one contact. But if you've got a situation where you've got maybe different people that are involved in that tender process, and maybe, you know, one example is having architects or project managers, etc. You can use our related functionality. So we do have, if you see on any record within the Prospect CRM, you do have a tab down the side that's called related. And within there, you can actually then create multiple different relationships between contact and the opportunity record. And you can say what the relationship is as well. The person that's asked that question, I will probably I'll send you some more information about that separately. And if you've got any further questions or want to discuss that further, please let me know. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining this afternoon. Just to give you a bit of just a follow-up webinar. So we do have a whole webinar series that's ongoing, and I hope you guys will join some of them, if not all of them. It depends on what's relevant. But the next session that we have got running is to set up your opportunities. So I've gone through why you might use it, and also you know, how to use them. But obviously there's lots of configurable options, pipelines, etc. So the next session that we're doing, which is set up your opportunities, should probably be a good next step for you guys if you're not already using them or just want a refresher on that. Just look out for the email and just make sure you sign up to join that. If you can't join it, we do always send the recording after as well. So again, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. I hope that was helpful, and we look forward to seeing you on our other webinars as well.